So you were born in 1918?
1918, yeah. April 25th
And where were you born?
in Vancouver. On Georgia Street. It's now a parking lot, I think. It's right across from the Hastings Park.
Uh-huh. Now, where were your mom and dad living at that time?
In Vancouver, in that home, at that address. I forget the address of the home.
They weren't living in Britannia Beach?
No, not. They had moved from there already when I was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think for the reason that I would be born in Vancouver, and they had that big dam broke at Britannia Beach where they lost a lot of their friends, and they had just arrived in Vancouver when the dam broke.
Oh.
It was just a matter of fate that I'm here.
There's something I never knew.
Oh, yeah. Up on the town site. There's a town site up on the top of the mountains where the dam was. And the dam had broken and they lost a lot of their friends there. They had only been in Vancouver a little while with the thought that I would be born there. Yeah.
So when did you move out to Webster's Corner?
In 1920.
And then what was Webster's Corner like at that time?
Well, it was very mostly Finnish people. There was a lot of English families too. It was in Weber's Mill had just started up, so there was a lot of activity at Webster's Corner. There was mostly a Finnish community, considered a Finnish community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's some of your earliest memories of Webster's Corner?
My very earliest memories was I was afraid of the plank road. I was afraid that I would fall into the cracks, and I would say, "Tune, tune, tune, rocko, rocko, rocko," and then they'd have to carry me all on the plank road. I was about a little over 2 years old.
So what did that Finnish expression mean?
Tune, tune, tune. I don't know what that is. Rocko, rocko, rocko is crack, and I was afraid I would fall into the cracks of the plank road when there was. You know, the planks weren't that close together. Some of them were quite a little bit way apart, and the crack was a little bit wider, and I thought I would fall in. Yeah.
Do you remember any of your favorite toys?
The favorite toy, I guess, that sticks in my mind was a little cardboard cutout pickup truck. It wasn't even Christmas time, and Mom had sent George and I to get some groceries, some pound of butter or whatever it might have been. And she said that we could spend 5 cents each on ourselves. So what they had, Goffin's grocery store was at that time where Sary's had their garage right across from the garage there. And we spotted these pickup trucks. They were little vans, cardboard vans, loaded with little animal cookies. And they were 5 cents each. And that's what we bought. We bought 2 of those. And that's the toy that I remember more than I can remember Christmas toys even. And we played with those trucks for a long time on the bench that Dad had made at home. And that's a toy that I can remember.
Wow.
Yeah. I can still remember that little toy.
What were some of your favorite foods, or was food any different than it is now?
Oh, it was mostly homemade foods. I didn't have anything really. I liked lemon pie. That was a big favorite. Lemon pie always was a favorite. But Mom was a good cook anyway. She made all kinds of good. We always looked forward to our meals. Yeah. Meals were always good.
Now, when did your dad die? What's the story?
I was 8 years old when Dad died. Yeah.
So that was at Corners?
Well, he died in the Royal Columbian Hospital. Yeah. He had copper dust in his lungs from the mines. Minor silicosis, they called it.
So what was it like after for your family when your dad died?
It was grim.
Oh, your favorite sports and hobbies.
Oh, football. Football, we played a lot of football. And softball was coming in then, at the latter years. We played a lot of ball. Football and cricket was a big game at school when we were kids. We played a lot of cricket at school. Now they don't play cricket at all.
No.
But it was a good game. But I forget just how the rules went on cricket, really.
I remember you telling me the story of you singing for pennies. What was the story behind that?
Oh, I used to sing out quite a bit. There was one sea captain. He wanted me to sing songs for him, and he paid me by copper pennies. And oh, I thought that was just wonderful. So I had those copper pennies in my little hand, in my fist all night long, and they started to get perspire. And I got lead poisoning, and by the time I got home, I was in real agony. And Mum, I think the only thing that she did was put my hands into cold water, and that kind of stopped the aching. But I got a real bad dose of copper poisoning from those pennies. From holding it in my hand all the time. Yeah.
Well, I think of it, going back to your childhood in the 30s, your dad had died, and it was the 30s and times were really tough.
Yeah. There was no mother's pension, no nothing. And how my mum managed.
There were times when clothing and like footwear was tight.
Yeah, you're darn right. Yeah. And these are times we went to school with cardboard in our shoes, But there was a policeman and he lived in Port Moody. And he used to come all the way from Port Moody with boxes of food and clothing. And who that man was, I don't know.
Okay, where were we?
We were go back to this. I was telling you about this policeman from Port Moody who was bringing stuff over at the house. And one day, Mum and Ann was home at that time, and they had gone visiting somewhere. And this fellow came over and with a couple of big boxes of groceries and some clothing and shoes and stuff. And he left them and. We opened the boxes, and then in the box we found there was a big chocolate bar in there, and it was Baker's chocolate. And we had never seen Baker's chocolate, but we thought that it was a chocolate bar. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd be brave and have a piece of it. So we knocked off a piece of this big Baker's chocolate, and it was so damn bitter that we couldn't eat it. So that sticks on my mind. But I often wonder who that fellow was. Made those trips all the way to Webster's Corner with food and stuff. Anytime there was a big banquet on anywhere, they say that he would be there. And he was a policeman from Port Moody.